Hey, what's up guys? It's the Crypto Ginger here. Just wanted to bring you a quick update on some things happening in the cryptocurrency community. Now, as you can see here guys, it is January 31st, 2018, and we are currently sitting on a market cap of just over $507 billion. If you've been paying attention to the charts guys, you can see that within the last 48 to 72 hours, if you will, we've had a pretty bearish run with all of our coins, especially Bitcoin. Bitcoin actually hit below $10,000 last night, so within 24 hours, we actually went below our $10,000 mark. We've since then gone back up, but we're just barely hovering over that line there, so just over $10,000. So not a lot in the way of activity coming in and out of the market cap right now. And I would imagine a lot of that simply has to do with information we've been recently hearing here. For example, the U.S. regulators, the CFTC, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, has subpoenaed Bitfinex and Tether after they dissolved their relationship with the auditing firm Friedman LLP. Friedman LLP was going to do an audit on them, especially Tether, to verify whether or not they actually have the $2.2 billion to back up their market cap that they claim. But due to Tether stating that the audit service was taking too long, they dissolved that relationship. Well, yesterday, again, the U.S. regulators, they subpoenaed Bitfinex and Tether, and now we are going to verify or get at least some sort of verification as to whether or not they have their money to back it up. So there's a lot of information out there. I won't go into too much detail, and I'll spare you all of that. But the idea that you have a company who makes a coin, now that's Tether, and that Tether can only be used as parts of our trade through a company called Bitfinex. Basically, you need Tether to trade on Bitfinex platform, and of course, now that you can go to Tether's site, and their terms and agreements state that they don't have to supply you money back for any Tether that you have purchased from them. It just poses a huge conflict of interest for anybody investing in Tether, because now, according to Tether, not Bitfinex, but Tether, because they don't have to pay you back money in regards to the amount of Tether you have, your Tether's worthless unless you go back to Bitfinex. So some of those things being conflicts of interest, I can see why there's now an investigation ongoing, and to verify whether or not, again, they have that $2.2 billion in their bank to back up their pegged one-to-one claim that Tether is pegged to a US dollar. So we will have to wait to see what the ongoing investigation is like with this right here and where this can lead us. But it doesn't really help in regards to people's fear, uncertainty, and doubt that is already being exposed heavily out there. Things such as this right here, guys, and of course this article I saw here, which is really interesting. A company called Arise Bank in Texas was an ICO, and now the SEC comes in and has actually frozen their assets due to Jared Rice, 29, who is actually part of this. He's heading the ICO for this. He basically received illegal funds from investors before registering with regulators about the ICO. So they took an approach of receiving money illegally before they had it all registered with regulators for this ICO, and that caused huge conflicts with the SEC. So they came through and pretty much stopped the entire process from going any further. And now there's $600 million frozen that belongs to other investors who are trying to figure out why their money's frozen, where their money's going to be going. So again, this is another ongoing investigation here regarding another issue with cryptocurrency. And of course, once this right here is resolved, we'll start seeing more in the possibly the way of some relief for these investors and new investors just as well. But of course, when you have $600 million just frozen there, I can imagine any and all investors are freaking out about their money. So again, other issues such as that and the U.S. regulators coming in for Tether and Bitfinex, those two types of powerhouses coming in and actually doing regulations on these coins and these companies, it's huge. I mean, this again, it starts spreading fear, uncertainty, and doubt to a lot of people. So when you have things such as this, and then of course this right here, this article came out yesterday from Seattle Times stating that Bitcoin is basically a Ponzi scheme. You really aren't doing much besides adding salt to the wound there by throwing these kind of articles out, because this kind of stuff has been talked about forever, whether or not Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme or whether any and all cryptocurrencies are Ponzi schemes, because the fact is, early investors for any of these coins are making a lot of money because of newer investors coming in and putting their money into the coin and increasing the value. So you can see how the idea that there could be a potential Ponzi scheme is in effect, but I would imagine that you could attribute that idea to a lot of different types of currencies, whether it's cryptocurrency or fiat currency in general. So again, because you have these kind of articles just popping up left and right behind these huge incidences taking place, you're starting to see more of these new investors coming in and getting kind of thrown off, a little frightened possibly, if you will, at the idea of jumping into cryptocurrency. Maybe they might lose their assets just as well. So again, just some information that's going around regarding why we're starting to see some of these bearish trends in our cryptocurrency market cap and even in Bitcoin. But I will definitely keep you guys posted on whatever I find out with these two particular articles. Again, I didn't want to go into a lot of detail because there's a lot of information, especially about Tether and Bitfinex out there. So keep your eyes open for that, guys. Again, we are on a kind of a bearish run up here when it comes to all of our coins dropping in price. There's a potential for these coins to go back up. I would imagine, since we're in what we consider basically blood in the streets or a sea of red here with all of our coins, this is maybe a good opportunity for us to look into finding a buying time, like a buying opportunity, because like a lot of these coins are what we consider on a discount now, a significant discount, and we could potentially start seeing this correct itself even more now through the next coming months. And once that happens, guys, we can start seeing these things start taking more of a bullish run. So can we see cryptocurrencies head in an upward trend in the near future? I would imagine so, but we definitely need to watch this news that's coming out with all of these scare tactics and all of these companies that are being investigated now. We need to let that kind of wash away, and once that has subsided, then we could potentially start seeing some uptrends in our, again, the entire market cap. So apologize for this being long-winded, but to give you a general premise of what's happening and why you're starting to see some of these trends, these are some things to explain that. So outside of that, guys, I appreciate you being part of my channel here. Guys, follow me on Twitter. I definitely put a lot of information regarding what kind of content I'm looking into, the things that are happening there. But I love the interaction I get from you guys. So follow me on Twitter, follow me here on YouTube, get that information spread out there. And if you like what you see, hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button just as well. And once again, thank you for being part of the channel. I really appreciate it, guys. Hope you have a wonderful day, and be on the lookout for new videos. Bye-bye.